Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com. Today I'm bringing back 39 millimeter Flieger watches to the Islander lineup. I launched a bunch, who knows, probably about last year or so, beginning of 2022. It was like ISL 102 through, I want to say like 112-ish or so. I brought the same case back, 6 new dial executions. Something I learned from the first batch is that most people prefer a B dial as opposed to an A dial. I think I fall into that category as well. So they're all B dials, but they're different from what we had before. There's bracelets. No, the bracelets don't fit the ones from last year. I apologize, but you do get a bracelet and a strap with each of the ones I'm going to show you. So I think they're really cool. For my own wrist check, this is an interesting one. This is an Oberlin watch company watch that I picked up from someone at the Wind Up Watch Fair this past weekend. I don't know, I look at it and I just think of, for some reason I think of, well, it's patriotic, red, white, and blue. I think of crew, you know, like racing down a river or something. I don't know, I just kind of, I really dig it. Very simple. And on my other wrist would be the Islander Bethpage Amerigraph with the silver dial. Mirror quartz movement. Really cool looking watch. And that's it. Let's see the Fliegers. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be looking at 6 Islander Fliegers today, all 39 millimeter. Same cases and stuff. Some are steel, some are PVD. They all come with a bonus strap, but they all share, you know, the same kind of DNA dimensions and stuff like that. Before you poo-poo and say 39 millimeter is not for me, let me just tell you, as I've said many times before, the Flieger is not very representative of its size. A 39 millimeter Flieger has a larger dial and crystal than an SKX 007. This watch has a crystal of about 34 millimeters, whereas your 007 has got about 31 and a half. And likewise, the dial on this is roughly also about 34 millimeters, maybe a hair under, whereas a dial on an SKX, excluding the chapter ring, is 28.5 millimeters. So anyway, all 6 are going to be type B. So let's jump in with both feet. It is a 39, oh, shocking, 39 millimeter in diameter case. It's 11.6 thick to a flat sapphire crystal with AR on the underside. It is 45.8 on the lug tip to lug tip. We are using female or negative end links on the bracelet. It is a beautiful bracelet. It is solid link, solid end link. It is indeed sized with screws. Gotcha. It is sized with screws, and there is a nice clasp embossed with the Islander name on it with 2 positions of a micro. It's a nice clasp. The back of the watch is still etched with the original Islander text and the image of the F-14 Tomcat in swept wing formation. The F-14 was manufactured by Grumman, Bethpage, Long Island, and it was a staple in the U.S. Navy for many, many years until it was supplanted by the F-18. A plane I still got to produce stuff for in my engineering career. Let's see, bracelet. The bracelet's 20 millimeters, if I didn't mention it. It's 100 meters of water resistance. It is a screw down crown. It's 155 grams on the bracelet. It provides good weight, good balance. And we are looking at a Seiko NH35 movement. There is no date. I did not opt for the expense of the NH38, which is an open heart movement, so it's a little more money. So this is a no date watch with a movement that has a date position on the crown, but no ghost clicking when you go to use the watch. You unscrew the crown, you wind it to set the time. You wind it to give it energy, 40 hours of power reserve. Put out 2 clicks to set the time. The second time will indeed stop. 1 click will do nothing. There's no ghost clicking because all the date mechanics have been removed, but there is, of course, a ghost position. 229 on this steel. 239 if you want to get it in PVD or black. And you'll see the black ones. As I mentioned in the opening, I went with all B dials simply because the B dial is more popular. Not only in Islander Flieger, it's also true in Laco. The B dial is much, much more popular. The bracelet's done a full brush. The case is mostly brushed. There's a little bit of polish on the bottom, but it all works very well. This is your black dial, plain old. A little bit of a tinge, dark tinge to the Lume, but it's going to glow really, really well. These are model numbers, I don't know, ISL 227 through 232, I believe. We do have a logo on the crown. So which strap do you get with this one? I don't know, let me see. I gotta go through my straps. Not that one, not that one. It's this one. It is this one, yeah. It's a very, you can go on the website and see it. It's a lovely pilot style strap with a nice silver buckle with my logo on it, of course. Contrast stitching. It looks the part. It's pretty cool. For 229 bucks, I must say, these are a bargain. The dial is unlogoed in keeping with just general Flieger fashion. Second style is going to be a beautiful blue dial. Awesome. Hands are black at the root, white, and then the second hand, the tail of the second hand has just a pop of red. Just enough to make it correct and beautiful. No, anything's correct, right? And you will notice the hour hand just touches the inner circle. You know, people hemmed and hawed over that on the last go around. Everything about the watch is the same, the size, the price, everything else. Oh, and then what strap do you get with this one, you asked me? I heard that. You get this is the same freaking strap. No, it's not. I pulled the wrong one. Blue. I can't see in the dark. So yeah, it might be light over here, but you know, go a foot in any direction and it's like really, really dark. So you get a nice matching blue leather strap. The strap is branded Islander as well. It is leather. It is really nice. It works. It'll work there really well. So that's the two steel models with the bracelet in, I'm going to say conventional. My other hand is doing this too, conventional colors. Let's go on to the PVD models. So same watch, same size, same everything. It's a little more money, about $239, I believe. This is a black dial, all IP black or PVD, whatever, however you want to say it. It still is a standard case back simply because it rubs against your wrist all the time. The acid and the abrasion from your wrist will eventually wear off if you keep it on the case back. So we just go with silver. A lot of brands do that. Very, very cool looking dial with pops of blue and orange. It does all glow. Clearly, in case you don't know, if you start using Lume and pigmenting it certain colors, you do lose some of the luminosity. So Lume on this is not going to be fantastic, but it will glow and it will look nice. This looks really cool. This is like a fun watch. I'm calling this a fun piece. Something I wanted to do, oh, the strap you get on this one. Where is it? You'd think I would have had this stuff. So it's a black leather strap, same as the first watch you saw, but then the buckle is done in PVD, just to match the case. And then this is something I wanted to do for a while. This is my first watch like this. I don't know, it's like from the mid-2000s, a lot of ghost watches came out. So I wanted to do a ghost watch or a phantom watch. Android did a really nice watch that I always admired Wing had done. I wanted to try to mimic that. So this is a ghost Flieger, the Ghost Pilot. It's a black dial, and then the numbers and hands are not black. They're more of like a charcoal. They glow okay. They're not going to glow the greatest. I'll show you the Lume in a bit, but just really cool. A very, very different look. The strap you can get on this one is a single pass nylon, you know, again, with the matching hardware. But a watch that, you know, definitely is not for everybody. It is easy to tell the time when it's light out, but obviously once it gets dark, if you can't see the Lume, it's going to be tough to tell the time. I like to be honest with you folks, but it is a nice, nice watch. These last two are really cool. I think this was the next one. Yeah, pretty sure. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to honor certain liveries of the past from Aviation. This is one of them. I won't say the name, but you probably can guess it. It had a red and white and a little bit of gold every now and again. I flew it in the 80s with my folks. I just wanted to kind of honor them. And there's another one I'll get to in a second. So it is a muted gold dial, off-white beige, but it does have a tinge of goldish to it. And as well as the Lume on the hands, red outline, red markers on the dial. Of course, a Flieger for commercial aviation, kind of funny, right? But have you spotted the Easter egg yet? Look at the tip of the second hand. Well, not the tip, just past the circle. Yeah, there is I don't know how close I can get. Let's see. There is, basically, it's the phantom of almost like a 737, a two-engine under the wing jet taking off on the second hand. And there is a dot of black in front of the plane to kind of represent the runway itself. I actually wanted to print a center line on the second hand, but I was told by factory in no uncertain terms that it would not be possible. I love this. I think it looks so cool. It's going to definitely inspire or cater to the aviation fan. I went with a pretty cool strap for this one. It's brown with a red stitch to pick up the watch, to pick up the red on the watch. This is really super. $229 for this one. And then the last one I want to show you today is another livery. Buildings on Park Avenue in the city. It was on Park, well, it still is on Park Avenue. It's now the MetLife building. It used to be known as something else. It's also a watch that many people refer to the first GMTs as, but that's not really the color of the airline livery. So you guys know what this was. This is blue and white. It is a sunburst blue. I want to go sunburst to keep it interesting. And then there is the plane, the white plane on the second hand, getting ready for liftoff. This one looks super cool as well. Commercial aviation on the front, military aviation on the back. Something only Islander can bring you. Anachronisms and oxymorons. We have it all. And then the strap for this one. Actually, the strap for this one, I kind of hesitated on. I was going to go with something much plainer. This is going to get dirty. I'll be brutally honest with you. But it's a beautiful, like almost sailcloth nylon with a leather back. But I just wanted to really do the white with the blue. Yeah, it's going to get nasty over time. I'm sure it is, but damn, it's going to look good for, at least in the beginning. Maybe I'm too honest. Let's do a wrist on one of these guys. Let's do a wrist on this one. Why not, right? So I'm going to do the Mr. Rogers, and I'll do it while I'm talking to you. La-da-da. Undo the clasp. So it's a 39mm Flieger, so it's going to fit me rather well. Right? It looks good. I'll pull back just a little bit so you can get a little more of the bigger picture. It's going to fit me great. Just shy of 40, 46? Yeah, just shy of 46 on the lug tip to lug tip. It looks great. It wears great. It's comfortable. It's easy to read. Let's do some Lume fun. So the blue dial, black dial, and the livery, the blue dial livery will all glow like this. It's simply amazing. It glows really, really, really well. Let me show you the golden dial livery, because it's going to be a little bit less because of some of the other colors used. So there you go. You see the hands are not as bright, and then the markers at the fives are slightly different tinge of color. Let's do those two PVD ones next. Okay, so of course I'm hitting it with a UV light before I shoot this, but the one on the left is your colorful one, and the one on the right is the ghost one, and you can clearly see the ghost one is going to die off relatively fast. The colorful one will do better because it's not dark pigment, but if you want Lume, it's going to be one of the first two or one of the last two more than likely. The PVD ones are not going to glow the greatest, just trying to be honest. And that's going to do it for us today. This has been Mark from LongEyeWatch.com showing you 6 new Islander Fliegers, 39mm Fliegers. These don't have a name, by the way. These came out back in the days before. The original Fliegers came out back in the day before I named stuff. So these are going to be called the 39mm Pilots or 39mm Fliegers. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Questions, comments, concerns, anything else, you can leave it down below, and I'll be sure to address it as soon as I can. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.